Hi everyone. So it's been a while since I've done a video. It's been I think 2 weeks, which is a really long time for me it seems. Um, I have the window in a weird place so it's making me look off to the side. Anyway, fixed it. Um, so I want to do an update. I have kind of a list on my computer here of stuff to talk about and hopefully it won't make it super long. But okay, so um, as far as health stuff goes, the big thing that's been happening, like there's not a lot happening with my Lyme treatment and stuff like that, but the big thing that has been happening and changing is that I have been consistently able to only do my IV fluids every other day, basically. There have been some times where I've done it, needed to do it 2 days in a row, and there have been some times where a few times where I've been able to skip 2 days in a row. And I'm doing pretty well with that, which is kind of a shock. I mean, after it's been now 7 years that I have been doing daily IV fluids. And for those 7 years, there have been very few times when I've been able to skip days and be okay with it. And I've certainly never been able to skip days this consistently and be okay with it. So um, it's it's kind of a shock, and I'm not quite sure what to expect. I'm not really expecting this to last, forever necessarily, but I'm enjoying it while it's lasting. It's just great to have this extra freedom, and it's making it so that basically, since I'm only so my only IV stuff right now is I do fluids that has all the stuff in it, which is a big 2-liter bag, a little over 2 liters, and it has amino acids and vitamins and minerals and all of that stuff in it. And then I have glutathione IV pushes that I do 3 times a week. So basically, the days that I don't need fluids, I don't need to have my port access for anything else because I'm timing the glutathione to be on the days that I'm doing the IV fluids, obviously. So I'm able to basically just be accessing my port for the fluid infusion, and then I do the glutathione or whatever, and then I deaccess. So I haven't had the freedom like this in a very, very long time. Last summer I didn't have any IV access for like 4 weeks, and that was fine, but I was having to have peripheral IVs put in all the time, and I was feeling awful, and it was just, nothing like the freedom right now. So it's meaning that like I can shower every day if I want to and not worry about covering up my port, and it's just a kind of freedom that I haven't known for a very long time. So I'm still a little bit in shock and kind of holding my breath over it. It's only been probably 2 weeks that I've been able to be doing this. But if it continues, then when I see my doctor in 2 weeks, maybe? Let's see, I'm looking at my calendar. Nope, more than that. Let's see. 1, 2, 2.5 weeks about. When I see her then my plan is to, obviously tell her how amazing this is and talk about the possibility of, instead of getting 2-liter bags with amino acids and all of that stuff that then have to be refrigerated and whatever, going to having 1-liter bags that wouldn't need to be refrigerated, because it would just be plain saline, and then having the other stuff to add to it myself, which is what I used to do, because I used to only be on 1 liter of fluids a day, and then, I don't know, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, some number of years ago, we ended up increasing it to 2 liters because I found that that actually was helping up quite a bit more than just the 1 liter. So anyway, so it's all very encouraging, and I'm really excited to see if it continues and all of that. And I don't really know what has prompted this change, but, I'll take it. So, yeah, so there's that. And the other piece of kind of health-related news, that's not really news, but is that I have my appointment tomorrow afternoon with the maternal fetal specialist, um, and I'm really nervous about the appointment and have quite a bit of anxiety over it. Um, I'm finding, like, in thinking about it, I'm pretty sure that I have just general anxiety over going to see doctors, going to see new doctors that I don't know anything about and who potentially, are going to be able to change my options. And so it's a little bit nerve-wracking. Um, and I just want to get it over with. I just want it to be done so I know how it turns out and everything. But I also am just really kind of dreading the appointment. So, but Eric will be able to go with me, which is good. I'm glad about that. And I'm trying to come up with questions or stuff like that, and just not getting anywhere. And I don't know how much of that is that I don't really have questions for him because I don't know how what's going to happen and what he's going to want to know, and how much of it is just me procrastinating and not wanting to face that it's actually happening, that I'm actually having this appointment. So, but I mean, I do want to move forward, and depending on how the appointment goes, depending on what he says, I have other options to look into. If he says that he doesn't think it's safe for me to use this birth center, and this birth center, or to not be in a hospital, whatever. Like, I don't know what he would say, but sorry, motorcycle. But obviously the midwives at this birth center that are sending me to him are going to take what he says very seriously, and depending on what he says, if he, I'm not saying this clearly at all. There are other birth centers that I can look into. There are other places that I can look into. Eric and I have even talked a little bit about, there's a place in Tennessee that's, if I don't know how many of you know Ina Mae Gaskin. She's like a really well-known midwife and has this place in Tennessee where there's basically like all of these midwives, and it's an amazing place. I mean, I've never been there, but it sounds like an amazing place, and I'm reading one of her books right now, and so like Eric has even said, if you wanted to, if that was something you were really interested in, we can look into that. It would obviously be more difficult, but we're gonna do what we need to do, and we'll make it work. And I mean, if none of that works out, and I need to be in a hospital, there is a hospital here in this town that I have looked into a little bit that has natural birthing rooms with birth tubs where you can actually give birth in the water, which is uncommon for hospitals to have. Usually they have tubs that you can labor in, or jacuzzis you can labor in, but you can't actually give birth in them. But this place has tubs that you can actually give birth in, from what I've read about it. So, so that's kind of my backup. Yeah, so that's more or less the update on all of that stuff. The only other thing that I wanted to mention was that I've decided, I kind of have been going back and forth with this for a little while, but I've decided that I'm going to start a second channel, and it's going to be like specifically a trying to conceive, or TTC channel, because I feel like there's more that I want to share, but I don't want it to be part of this channel. So I will post a link to that below. But as of right now, there's no videos up, but I'm planning on doing like an introductory video today. So if you're interested in, hearing more about that journey, you can certainly go and check out that. But if not, that's fine. Like, I just kind of want to keep this channel to be my health stuff and my life and that kind of stuff. And the other one, you know, while the TTC stuff is definitely part of my life, there are, you know, details and stuff like that that I just don't feel like having as part of this channel. So, so yeah, so that's it for me for today. And yeah, I hope you're all doing well. Everything's been relatively quiet on here for a long time. You know, I kind of miss the frequent posts of videos and stuff. And I know there's a lot of people who are having a rough time. But yeah, and I'm sending my thoughts out to everyone. And I hope to see more videos soon. So I will talk to you again soon.